Space has always been the ultimate frontier, a place where we push the limits of what's possible. From the very first space stations to today's cutting-edge technology, the journey to live and work in space has been one of humanity's greatest adventures. It all started in 1971 with the Soviet Union's Salyut 1, the world's first space station. It wasn't big, it wasn't flashy, but it was a game changer. For the first time, humans had a home in space. Salyut 1 was like a tiny apartment floating in space. The Soviet cosmonauts lived and worked there, testing what it meant to be in space for long periods. But space is risky business. The mission took a tragic turn when the crew of Soyuz 11 didn't make it back to Earth. A sobering reminder that space exploration is as dangerous as it is exciting. Back on Earth, the Cold War was heating up, and the space race was on. The Soviets and Americans weren't just racing to the moon, they were now competing to see who could dominate low Earth orbit. The US answered with Skylab in 1973. Bigger than Salyut and built from a Saturn V rocket stage, Skylab was America's first space station. For 6 years, it orbited Earth, with astronauts conducting experiments that would help us understand what life in space does to the human body. Meanwhile, the Soviets weren't sitting still. They kept launching new stations under the Salyut program, each one better than the last. Then came Mir in 1986, a station so advanced, it was like a space condo that you could keep adding rooms to. It broke records, hosted international crews, and showed the world that long-term life in space was possible. Mir also marked a turning point. The US and Russia started working together in space, moving from competition to collaboration. It was a big shift, and it set the stage for something even bigger. That something bigger was the International Space Station, or ISS. Launched in 1998, the ISS was a global project, with the US, Russia, Japan, Europe, and Canada all pitching in. It's like the ultimate space clubhouse, where scientists from all over the world come to do research that's impossible to do on Earth. On the ISS, astronauts study everything from how plants grow in space to how our bodies react to living without gravity. This research isn't just for fun, it's helping us prepare for even bigger adventures, like sending humans to Mars. But the ISS isn't the only game in town anymore. China's got its own space station program, Tiangong, and they're moving fast. With the Tianhe core module launched in 2021, China's making it clear they plan to be a big player in space. And then there's SpaceX. Founded by Elon Musk, this private company has turned the space world upside down. Their goal? Not just to explore space, but to make space travel as routine as flying on a plane, and maybe one day, to build a city on Mars. SpaceX has already made history. In 2012, their Dragon spacecraft became the first commercial vehicle to dock with the ISS. Since then, they've been sending astronauts and supplies up there regularly, proving that private companies can play a huge role in space exploration. But Musk isn't stopping there. His vision goes way beyond low Earth orbit. SpaceX is developing Starship, a fully reusable spacecraft designed to take us to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The idea? To make interplanetary travel a reality and turn humanity into a multi-planetary species. Of course, space is still full of surprises, and not always the good kind. In 2024, a crew of astronauts got stuck on the ISS after a critical system failed. The scientists are still working to find a way to rescue the astronauts. The 2024 crisis proved one thing: when it comes to space, teamwork is key. Whether it's governments or private companies like SpaceX, we've got to work together if we want to keep pushing the boundaries. Looking ahead, the future of space exploration is brighter than ever. The Lunar Gateway, a new outpost orbiting the Moon, is on the horizon. And with companies like SpaceX leading the charge, a human mission to Mars seems more possible than ever. The journey from Salyut to the ISS and beyond shows us that space isn't just the final frontier, it's the next big step for humanity. From the first space stations to the ambitious plans of SpaceX, the story of space exploration is one of daring, innovation, and relentless pursuit of the unknown. As we continue to reach for the stars, the sky is no longer the limit, it's just the beginning. This is the end of this episode of the Firsts channel. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Firsts.